Hey viewers, this is Anthony from TheTeamAKY with my worm deck profile. Now, I took it to locals and I went 5-0 and topped, and I won 5 packs. Sadly, I didn't pull anything good. But yeah, this deck matched up against Heretics, Chaos Dragons, Windups. And that was back in the format before Inzectors and Windups got hit hard. So yeah, so they're tough competitors, and even Worms stood up to them. So this isn't the same build as then. I've updated it to the format because some things have changed, which I will go over. So first, I'll start out with the monsters. You run 2, Worm King. Worm King, he's the boss monster of the worms, and you get him out with W Nebula. And his effect is you contribute one other reptile worm monster to pop a card on your opponent's side of the field. So that's good. Then you got the triple Kex and the triple Yagan. What Kex does is when you no more summon him, you can send Yagan to the graveyard, and if Kex is on the field, Yagan is special summon in face down defense position. Kex is 1800 attack, and then when Yagan is flipped face up, you get to return a face-up monster on your opponent's side of the field. He also has 1800 defense. So that's like the combo of the deck. It's +1. It's really helpful, and it can help a lot. Next up, we have Worm Carteros. This guy, searcher of the deck. You flip him face up, you get to search for any level 4 lower worm monster. So search for that Kex. And so you can set up the Yagan and Kex play. Next, we have 2 Thunder King Ryle. He's really good for obvious reasons. 1900 beater, stop special summons, and all that shenanigans. And he goes well with the deck protecting, and just really consistent. Makes it really consistent, actually. Next, for the hand traps, you have 1 Veiler. Obvious reasons, stop the rabbit, and then you have Honest, since they're all lights. You have Gores, in case you don't get a good hand or you start off slow. You can always drop him. And then Tragodia, I just put him in. And the cool thing about him is, this deck, I believe runs like 15 to 18 traps. Can't really remember. But, you're not always going to play them unless I usually play all my traps when I have Starlight Road down, so it tempts them to use Heavy Storm and I can just get a Stardust out. But most of the time you're not going to have Starlight Road, so you're going to have a bunch of traps in your hand that are clogging your hand. But when you get this guy, get him out, he's going to have some high attack. Comment down below if I should run 2. I've been testing. He's been good at 1, but I just want to know you guys' thoughts. And then also Spirit Reaper. Also, if you go start out slow, you can drop him and just stall out while you set up your plays. That's really good. So that was the monsters. Something around 18. Next you have 2 Potted Duality. Now this has changed since last format where I could run 3. But I was tempted to change it to last format. So 2 right now is really good. Just adds consistency to the deck. And that's what it's really all about. Consistency. Next you have 2 MST. Get rid of the macro rabbit decks and whatnot. This deck only runs like 7 spells, I think. The staples Dark Hole, Monster Reborn, and Book of Moon to say you use Yagan's effect, right? Special summon face down. You flip him back up. The thing is, since you use his effect, he's going to be banished when he's sent to the graveyard. But if you flip him face down again, it all resets. So you get to keep him in the graveyard. Next, you run triple W Nebula Meteorite. Woo, this card is the heart of the deck. What it does is, chains all face down monsters on the field face up, alright? And then, what happens is, at the end of the turn, either if it's your turn or their turn, you flip down all light reptile monsters you control. For every one, you draw 1 card. So you're plussing like crazy. Even if you only have Kex and Yagan, that's a +2. And then once that resolves, the end of the end phase, special summon 1 level 7 or higher light reptile monster, which is Worm King. And that's how you get him out. So you are plussing like crazy. It's just really helpful, and that's what makes the deck competitive. Next, for some more support, Offering to the Snake Deity. You might have seen some of the cards I'm presenting in my Worm series, but this card, basically Icarus attack for worms. Target 1 face-up reptile monster you control, 2 cards your opponent controls, destroy the targets. So it's really good. Basically Icarus attack. Next, you got the Triple D Prison. Run these to protect your worms and just backup and support for them. When I ran it at locals, I played Chaos Dragon guy, and you don't know how mad he got. Every play he would do, I would counter it with some kind of trap. It was just ridiculous. Same with windups. Next, Double Bottomless. This format just calls for it right now. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to run it. I also ran it last format. It's just such a good card. Next, we've got Solemn Brigade. Double Warning and Solemn Judgment. Talks for itself. And since you run 15 to 18 traps, I'll put down in the description like the whole deck list. But get around Starlight Road. Starlight Road, you know, activate it when they're trying to destroy 2 or more cards, and you get out a free Stardust. So it's always helpful when you have a full back row. And this guy, I just feel really comfortable. And then when they activate that Heavy Storm, drop a Stardust, and you're the one laughing. So that was the main deck, 40 cards. Next, we will do the side deck. Yeah, side deck. Alright, side deck, I run Worm Links. Worm Links, just another worm, protect him every time he's face up. Every standby phase, draw a card. Ananta, what you do is, for every reptile in your graveyard, you banish them and everyone on your field, and for each one you gain 500 attack. So he's good. And then another Tragodia, I'm siding it because I'm not going to main it. Same with the Veiler. Double Smashing Ground to get over the big boys. Heavy Storm, I'm not going to main it because I usually don't even side it out because of how many traps are on. 7 tools and 2 Dust Tornadoes just in case I'm having trouble with their back row. Finally, we have the extra deck. 2 Stardust Dragon for Synchroing and Starlight Road. Catastor, Staple, Gaia Knight for Big Beater. Colossal Fighter if I'm matched up against 6 Sams or X-Sabers. Utopia Ray, Staple Exceeds. Photon Papilloperative, and Maestroke. I'll have a link to my video comparing the two and talking about them. Zenmeister, so you can use those flip effects for the worms. Finally, Leviathan Dragon. So that was my worm deck profile. Again, I went 5-0 at locals, undefeated and topped. So don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe. And this was Anthony's Worm Deck signing out. Peace.